6 named storms this year in the tropical Atlantic is about average to this point, but based on their minimal intensity, short lifespans, and small impact on the U.S. mainland, you'd be excused if you didn't even notice that it's hurricane season. But that's not been the case in another part of the U.S. that's usually not in the hurricane discussion. And I'm talking about Hawaii, which, given its reputation as a tropical paradise, you might think has plenty of hurricane problems. But here's a look at the tracks of all the tropical storms and hurricanes that have come within about 100 miles of the islands since reliable records began in 1950. Yellow means tropical storm and red means hurricane. So this is 65 years and just 17 tropical storms and hurricanes, an average of 1 every 3 to 4 years. The few that do threaten Hawaii approach mainly from the east and some from the south. Now, if I keep only the storms that made landfall on the islands, we see just 2 tropical storms that hit the Big Island from the east, an unnamed storm in 1958 and Tropical Storm Isel last year. 2 hurricanes approaching from the south have made landfall on the island of Kauai. The most infamous was Iniki in 1992, Hawaii's strongest hurricane on record. A Category 4 at landfall with 145-mile-per-hour winds. It caused $2 billion in damage. Ironically, Iniki interrupted the on-location filming of Jurassic Park, sending Steven Spielberg and the crew and cast to a hotel to wait out the storm. The main reason Hawaii is not a big hurricane target is water temperature. For example, here's the average for August in the central and eastern Pacific. I've drawn the 80-degree line, which is typically minimum hurricane strength water. And on average, Hawaii is on the cold side of that line. And since most storms come from the east, that somewhat protects the islands. Now here's this August. That 80-degree line has moved about 300 miles to the north and east. So now the waters around Hawaii are plenty warm to support tropical systems. In fact, right now, much of the central and eastern Pacific Ocean, from the tropics to the mid-latitudes, is warmer than average. Here's the last 2 months of sea surface temperature anomalies. Orange and red represent 2 to as much as 6 degrees or more above the long-term average. And in large part because of this, the ocean near Hawaii has been unusually busy. We've seen hurricanes Guillermo and Hilda, then Kilo and Ignacio. When you include the most recent hurricane, Jimena, we saw 3 Category 4 hurricanes last Sunday churning simultaneously in the central and eastern Pacific Ocean for the first time on record. The biggest impact of all this on Hawaii has been rain. Honolulu, where records go back to 1940, had 7.63 inches in August. That might not sound like much for Hawaii, but it's more than double the previous record. Average August rainfall in Honolulu, which is somewhat rain-shadowed by mountains, is only about ½ an inch. Fred is back next with the extended forecast.